Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll show how my husband and I planned our Umrah trip from Canada without a travel agent. So in this video I'll show the e-visa process along with Umrah permit and Rauda, and a bit of information about the vaccine, hotels, flights, and of course transportation. So let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off with e-visa, this is the website that we used and they list out all the eligible countries. Now, with this, you'll be able to travel to Saudi Arabia multiple times a year for up to 90 days. And it's very easy to apply. So you simply click on apply now and you fill out the information to register your account. And after that, you'll just need to verify your email. So with this website, you can apply as an individual or group. So we applied as a group, and this is good if ever you have kids or if you're traveling with other family members. So you'll start by entering your personal information, and here is where you upload your photo. Now, we took a picture with our iPhone, and in a bit I'll show you how we formatted our photo. But yeah, so for each applicant, you have to fill out the personal information, and then after that, this is the passport information. I'm just putting any numbers here, but you can continue to do that, and then you can put Umrah as a purpose of visit. And as for the residence in Saudi Arabia, depending on where you stay, but we stayed at a hotel, so we just put the hotel name there. All right, so next section covers the medical insurance information. So with this visa, you do have access to emergency medical insurance, and this is the list of approved companies, and you do see the price here is 95 riyal, so it's included in the final price. And next page, you'll find terms and conditions. So you can carefully read through them and then go all the way at the bottom and simply click I have read the terms and conditions and move on to next page. So this is where you get to review the information and make sure there's no mistake. So I would definitely recommend doing that before submitting the application. And at the bottom, you'll see there are several payment methods, and this is the price that you see, 402 riyals for one person. So you don't submit yet. You click on that and then you go all the way at the bottom and click on save and add applicants, and you fill out the information for the other applicants, and you'll see a summary before proceeding with the payment. So if you go all the way at the bottom, once again, this is where you'll see the payment, and this is the amount that we paid for two people. So we paid about 804 riyal, and then that's when you can go ahead and agree and complete the payment. So next page is basically your payment information. You enter it there and proceed with the payment. It took us about 2 business days to get our visa, and for the photo, what we did is that we took it with our iPhone and we went on this website and used it to format it for $10. It was really easy to use and it got approved. So once you get your visa, I would highly recommend you download Nusuk app and you register for it. So you do need your visa number to register, and this is where you can book your Umrah permit. Now, even though they don't really check, I would still personally do it in case they ever decide to check. But also you could book your Rauda visit here as well. As for vaccine, we saw that meningitis vaccine was required for all travelers, so we made sure to have it before going. Right, so moving on to flights, I would highly recommend going on Google Flights. This gives you the option to see the multiple flights available from your city and also the different prices depending on the day. We usually take Qatar Airways and take advantage of their stopover program, and we rest up at night in Doha, and the next day we take our flight. So in February we took a flight from Doha to Jeddah, and in September we actually ended up staying in Dubai for a few days, and then we took Saudi Airlines from Dubai to Jeddah. All right, so as for the hotels, this is the website that we used, and this was actually the main website that is used by Fairmont and Swissôtel. So speaking of Fairmont, this is the hotel where we stayed, and I love the location. The food was really good too, and if you take Fairmont Gold, you get afternoon tea and breakfast on the 29th floor, and just the overall service was very good. And in February, we stayed at Swissôtel Makkah, and we got the room with the Kaaba view, and it was absolutely the best view in the world. But in terms of service and the food, I prefer Fairmont. All right, so moving on to transportation. The first time when we reached Jeddah Airport, it was a little overwhelming because there were some men who were approaching us and they were offering to take us to Mecca for a certain price. But we actually had someone booked the first time when we got there, and we paid 250 real to get to Mecca, but he did get a little late. So the second time, what we did is we actually ended up negotiating a price with one of those men, and he brought us. He initially said 200 real, but then he stopped at a gas station and he asked for more. He said that it's because he paid for parking. And we tried to tell him that that's not what we negotiated. Also, he should have mentioned that before, but due to language barrier, it was hard to communicate. So we just let it be and paid the 230 real. But after that, we avoided, booking one of those people. So what we did is that we would stick with Uber or even those green taxis. I noticed that the prices were way better. They were actually way cheaper. Finally, there is Haramain train that you can take. So you can actually take this from Jeddah Airport to Mecca, but we didn't do that. Instead, we took it from Mecca to Medina, and it took us about 2 hours and 15 minutes to reach Medina. So we booked economy class seats, and I find that they were quite comfortable. We had no problems, but you can definitely look into booking business class. They do serve food. The only thing I would say is that look into their luggage requirements before you go. And that completes the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you want to check out my Medina and Makkah vlogs, I'll list them in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum.